So, good evening, happy Wednesday. I am Keya.
I'm Marcus. How you doing?
Date affirm the real. Welcome to another conversation. I'm a little tired today, y'all. I'm just gonna be transparent and honest. I'm a little tired. I don't even know why I'm so tired.
I don't know either, but if you tired, relax. You
tired.
I told you to chill out and relax.
But we're gonna have a conversation, I'm cooking dinner. I ain't feel like cooking dinner. I just, yeah. He told me not to do nothing.
They didn't want to listen.
But I'm hard-headed. I'm a whole Taurus. And I wanted to have a healthier option for our dinner. So.
Self-awareness, huh, babe? Mm-hmm. So, give it about another 30 seconds for everybody to join in.
Nope, we're going.
Going in? All right.
We're going in. We going in. We going in. Okay.
All right, so, earlier we said today we're going to talk about financial stability when dating, correct? So, we want to talk about financial stability as in, do you feel a need to be financially stable, or what is financially stable when dating or choosing a date, or even when choosing somebody to date? Sound about right, babe? All right. So first thing I'm going to address is the definition of financial stability, which is nothing but you are spending less than you earn, which means
she said we're going in and out.
You're going in and out. So we might go back to the old-fashioned way. All right. I was trying a new method. Is it the audio or just the picture? Never.
We okay now? We okay? Okay. Now who having technical issues? See, she get us every week. Now we got her. So keep going.
All right.
Thanks, Shay.
All right. So, financial stability. You are spending less than you earn, pretty much living below your means. You're able to pay for the basics of life, such as food, shelter, and utilities, and still have money set aside for unexpected bills, emergencies, and retirement. That is the official definition of financial stability. So,
that's the definition. That ain't my definition.
That was Google said it.
The Google definition.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's just be clear about that. Don't come for us.
So, babe, what do you think of when you say financial stability? What do you think?
I thought just that. Except I didn't mention retirement, but I do feel like you should. When you use the word financial stability, what comes in my mind is that you are in a position to where you can afford to pay your bills,
mm-hmm.
and you're not in a lot of debt, and you're not struggling to pay bills, and you do have a savings account for when something goes wrong. Okay? And I believe that a lot of men are not dating from a financially stable place. That's just my opinion.
So,
when you read the Google definition, a lot of men are not dating from what Google is saying financial stability is.
Yes, you are 100% correct by Google standards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other person may say, hey, financial stability is, I got a job, I ain't always broke, and I got a place to stay that's my own.
Right. And that's what the conversation is about.
Yeah.
So what's the question that I need to pin? So let's address putting the question in here, and then we'll go from there.
All right.
So I'm gonna post a question in here for you all, and you guys can post your comments, your feedback, your thoughts, whatever it may be, to this question. So where's it at? Where's the question? Go ahead.
All right. So while she's posting that and pinning that, my first topic is a man's financial status a factor in dating for you? So when you say I'm gonna date this guy or have a potential person I'm gonna look at dating?
It's like the pain question.
Now, do you say he work at McDonald's, he may not be real, or do you say he's working, we got a place we can work from there, or no, I need a guy with 6 figures, or do I need to say, okay, he has a job or some job, but it doesn't matter as long as he's doing something. You know, me personally, if I was telling a daughter, say, hey, when you dating, you do need to actually look at that. You know, you don't need to go in looking at it shallow. You want to say, hey, he's a good guy. Did he hit hard times? Is he he doesn't have the drive? You know, those are things that you will look at. But, you know, also, what are the things that you like to do? Do the things that you enjoy require money? You know? Do we just like sitting at home watching TV, which doesn't require a lot of money? Maybe we're both homebodies. You know? Things like that, that's how I look at it. You know, what about you, babe?
So, financial status does matter. It's not the end all be all, but it does matter. I'm looking at that because previously I didn't focus on that so much. So for me, it is, do you have to be a millionaire to date me? No. But do I want to know that you can sustain yourself, okay, and that you're making good financial decisions, or that you're willing to change some of your patterns of spending to make better decisions? It has to, when you think about spending your life with somebody and having a future with somebody, money has to matter. Mm-hmm. It has to, because now when we decide to merge our lives, your bad financial decisions or your inability to do what's necessary to have stability financially will affect me. And so it absolutely matters if I see that you have bad spending habits, if I see that there's no savings, if I see that you're comfortable in a position that's not really paying you, if I see that you're not doing anything beyond what's happening now, and I see that you're in a financial stress, then that means like you're not trying to do anything to change the situation. Now, when it comes to dating costs. I know that there are things that I like to do that are free, that are inexpensive, and then there are things I like to do that are quite costly. So, do you have to do those things every day, every week? No, but there is an expectation for me to be able to say, hey, I want to be able to go to such and such restaurant. And I'll share something with you all that happened to me in a previous relationship. I had mentioned that I wanted to go to one of my favorite restaurants, which is Ruth Chris, okay? And the person that I was dating told me that it would be a few months before they could take me there, okay? So I'm thinking to myself, I don't ask for a lot, right? I'm really not a person that's like, I want you to spend all your money on me, and I want all these expensive things. That's not really the type of person that I am. However, I want to be with someone that when I say I want to go and do a certain type of thing, that the means are there. And especially at our age, like most of us are 40 and above. So when you are 40 and above, I just think you should be in a different place financially. Those are my thoughts. And Janelle is saying, comfortable being broke ain't sexy. I expect them to date me like I date me. Good points.
So, the only thing I say about that we generally, I almost not reservations, but I kind of think about it is when you think of traditional dating, and then though it tends to fall on those things you said tend to fall on a man. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily subscribe to that theory of what you bring to the table. No. But I would think that whoever you're pursuing should have the same mentality. Like you were just saying, you don't necessarily want to go do expensive stuff every day. Mm-hmm. It was like, who's Chris? You know, they are your highest draft back, but still, it's not every day you want to go to it. Mm-hmm. But if you're trying to date somebody who's requiring that, that's another situation. And if they're requiring that, can they maintain a lifestyle? Or they living beyond their means? Because two people living beyond their means just ain't gonna work. Because
I don't understand that.
He's not.
No, I don't understand what you're saying.
Because if you're requiring that a man lives within the means and be able to go to take you out here and there every so often, well, what about the one who's requiring that more often, but is not able to, how can I put this?
Live that life herself?
Yeah. You know, they want to live the life.
I thought that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be sure. Okay, so I think this is why conversations are so important. Because you get to understand what's important to people, right? So, for instance, I have a longtime friend that got married, mm-hmm. right? But before she got married, they dated for years, maybe 4 years or so. And the interesting thing was she was high maintenance when they dated, and when they got married, she was still high maintenance, right?
Yeah, shit don't change.
So her husband was like, I mean, damn, sis, she want all this stuff, da, da, da. And I'm like, but you knew that. You dated her. You knew that she is high maintenance. You knew she had expectations of this type of life and these types of things. So don't act surprised because she's only doing what she did. My concern or my issue would be is if somebody tried to switch up. She always been high maintenance. So as men, you have to know, okay, this is probably not the type of woman that I want to pursue because she cares about things that are not connected to things I care about. I don't care about going to Ruth Chris every day. I don't care about going on extravagant trips. So why would I date someone that is interested in things like that? You see what I'm saying?
I get it, you know.
So I think it's the responsibility of Rodney wants to join us. So we're gonna have him come in. I think it's the responsibility to have that conversation. Don't just assume that why is it saying we can't add him? Because you did this new stuff, I guess.
I know. You see? But, so, I'm not gonna lie. I did that before. You know, you chased a fantasy. Because...
But you can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
So, that...
You fuck up.
Right. And that's all I'm saying. It's like, you have to know the person that you're with. And so, see if you can add them on there, baby. Yeah. It'll show up there.
Okay. But, yeah, but...
So you have to, like, be aware of the person that you're dating and have those conversations, because if you're dating somebody that want to go to Ruth Chris every day, and you think if you marry them that it's going to change, that's not going to change. Let me see.
Well, you're right. But, you know, like I said, you get caught up in fantasy. Well, I made a hell of a word then. The fantasy, you know, the lust, you know, all that, because, you know, you want to live, it's like you want to live extravagant, like even people pleasing, like you know, what some I've been accused of doing. Always want to make somebody happy.
Accused of doing, huh?
Accused. I need to confirm, deny.
Somebody still ain't being accountable. Okay.
But you know, you always want to please, and you always do that to your own detriment.
I don't know why I won't let.
You don't like Rodney. And unfortunately, that's what happens. This is what, like I said, at 40 plus, we got to try to.
Sorry, Rodney. The way he did the settings won't allow us to bring you in. But you know what you can do?
It's tight.
What you can do is, do you have an iPhone? Rodney, do you have an iPhone? Because I know what we can do. If you have an iPhone, you can FaceTime me and I'll put you up on the screen so that people can see you and hear you. If you have an iPhone.
Here we go with that iPhone stuff, huh?
Okay, so yes, so I hear what you're saying. He don't have an iPhone, so we can't bring him in. Well, type what you wanted to say. I know it probably was a lot, but type what you want to say as it relates to the conversation. So let's go to the next question, and then maybe Rodney can type in his comments, and we can go back and address that.
Okay. So, my next one. Who pays for what on a date when dating? And should there be a potential time when we start going Dutch? Or is Dutch an actual thing?
Oh, you know what we didn't do? We did not clarify when we're talking about dating.
Yes.
Okay? Because dating means something different for everybody, right? If you're dating multiple people, then no, I don't think a man should be paying for a bunch of extravagant things, okay? He's dating multiple people, you're dating multiple people, okay? If you're in an exclusive dating situation, then that's different. It's different because the man is not now taking out 3 or 4 women. He's just taking you out. So that means his money isn't tied up in trying to take out 2 or 3 women. And we've had that conversation. So I'm aware, he's aware that, okay, this is exclusive.
Okay.
You're just dating me. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I don't have an expectation for you to take me to 5-star everything if we're not dating exclusively.
Okay.
Remember, this was a conversation that kind of came up a few weeks ago in another live we were in.
All right, so we're gonna pin that question in a second, but I'll comment in a second. But so, if you're just dating multiple people, this is my thought. If I asked you, this is just me. If I asked you on a date, I'm going to pay. Now, if you was a daughter or something, and he asked you on a date, I would expect him to pay, but I will always say, have your money. Mm-hmm. Because you don't know how he's thinking, his mindset, or what.
Absolutely.
So there's the mindset. She go Dutch the first time around. Hey, that's what you believe. That's what you believe. That's fine. That's just not me. That's what I don't choose to accept. Maybe you had that conversation. I don't know. You probably need to, because it can go a little deeper. What's expected with me paying? Now, if we're exclusively dating, I'm still going to pay, and if you choose to pay, I'm willing. I'm going to say yes, or I may just say I will. If anything, my personality is, I appreciate the thought or appreciate the offer of paying. Because you saying, "Hey, let me get this," means a lot to me, because that means you're in it to work with me, not working to take from me. That's how I look at it. I know what I'm saying? And there may be times I may not have it, or my money's tied up somewhere else. And you might say, hey, look, I'm going to go do this extra. And instead of me...
As I'm known to do.
Yeah. but you quick to go in your pocket.
Yeah.
So
I think, and that's the determining thing. We're in an exclusive relationship. So that means that we've had conversations, right? Not everybody does that, but I think when you're dating somebody, you should have conversations about those things. I don't want to date someone that tells me that we can't go out to eat on the weekend, and it don't have to be Ruth Chris. It could be Olive Garden, right? And you say to me, I can't afford to take you out to eat every single weekend. That's not a relationship that I choose to be in at almost 50. And I've been in those types of relationships where they're like, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. So I would much rather you concentrate on doing what you need to do to get more stable with your finances before you pursue me. You can pursue someone else. You just can't pursue me.
I'm kind of torn on that one, though.
I know you are.
So, it's really... I see both sides. I'm kind of torn on it. Like, I can't pursue you because I can't afford you. I probably got every other quality you may need, but just bread.
Okay, because it's not just that part. It's what I said earlier as well, which is, are you... Okay, when we go to the next question, but we got to address what Rodney said, because we're getting before ourselves on some things.
Okay, so Rodney says, remember when I told you how important acceptance is in a relationship?
I'll read it next time.
Well, reread it, damn it. Shit. Dang it. Accept that. Accept my mumbling. Hell, accept all that.
Rodney said, remember when I told you all how important acceptance is in a relationship? Yes, Rodney, we remember when you told us that. Where you going with that? Where you going with that? Let's elaborate on that.
Why he writes that, what he's referring to is the time when we first met Rodney, many days ago back at Cigar Palace. And one of the questions we asked him is, how do you maintain your relationship?
Your marriage.
Your marriage.
Not relationship.
Your marriage. Okay. He said the key was acceptance. Accepting your partner for who they are. Acceptance. That's what he said the key is. So, I imagine he's talking about when we was talking about the previous question about dating somebody, and they want all extravagant things. You married them, what you were saying, and they still want the extravagant things after you married, and it didn't change. And he probably would say, I would imagine, you're supposed to accept that because that's who they are. Accept the person who they are. And once you accept the person who they are, you can move on. And I see that to a lot of point. I can see that to a lot of point because there's certain things that you have to accept about me. One is how I read the damn questions on the screen. But you gotta accept, some of my ways.
Okay, so here's the thing about the acceptance thing.
Okay, I'm listening.
I'm not even going that far with you if I feel like it's something I can't accept. Okay? So that's me personally. If I know that I can't accept that you don't have money, I'm not going there. And so for me personally, that doesn't work for me. I'm not, if I know early on, we're not even going to make it to marriage. Because I'm not going to just accept things about you that I don't like, that I'm not going to ever like, that I'm never going to embrace. So I'm not going to do that. So what you're saying is, I understand what you're saying. I get that point. I'm just saying that I wouldn't even get to that point. So with my friend's husband who said that, when he calls me from time to time and says this, like, oh my God, your friend's so high maintenance. And I'm like, but you knew that. It's not a surprise. You chose to accept it. You chose to embrace it. You chose to go forward and y'all get married. So why are you complaining about it now? She's not going to change from high maintenance to low maintenance. Okay? I can just assure you of that. Okay. That's not going to happen.
No.
So you made a decision, him made a decision to accept it so much that you married her.
And that, I think that's what he's saying. He said he totally agreed. So so your interpretation, is that what he's saying?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so that's why I just said I wouldn't even get to that point because we would be having conversations.
Right.
That's all I was saying.
Mm-hmm. You got this is why dating is nothing but a choosing process. I hate to say interview, but what's what it is.
It is.
Are we going to fit for the long term?
Yeah, like, does this make sense to move forward? In knowing what I know, because we're asking questions of each other, right? We're finding out information from each other. Mm-hmm. And through that process, we are both making determinations about whether or not we're going to continue to move forward.
Right. And what we got to really realize, though, is, which I'm guilty of this, we have to use our mind instead of our heart a lot of times. Mm-hmm. Because our heart gets away with the logic of it.
Yeah, you got to be realistic.
Realistic, like, for instance, your friend. Realistically, she's not going to change from these high maintenance status. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm so attached to her, so into her, this and that, and I'm going to marry her. But now, as you married her, the logical side is kicking in. Is like, I can't. This is not right. I can't keep every day.
So that makes me think about the question that I put in the chat earlier, which is what a couple of weeks ago, this live we were on, mm-hmm. and I put the question in the comments, you guys, if you want to scroll back up and see that. This woman said, she used the term, men need to stay in their income lane. Okay? Now, as a woman, I was a little, men need to stay in their income lane. That kind of made me quiver a little bit. And the only reason I say it made me like, ooh, because I'm like, it's really offensive. Like, it's a very offensive thing to say. So, I don't know. I see where she was going with that, but I just think the way she went about it was tacky.
You know,
but
now I was there. I was listening to that live.
I know. And
I really didn't catch it until you pointed it out. Then I kind of got offended. Mm-hmm. Because let's say I woke up to a lady and try to approach her, try to talk to her. And something she says like, you're not in my income lane?
Because she made a comment that alluded to the fact that she felt as though she could tell what income bracket they were in when they walked up to her, which is why it was kind of offensive, because she was like, yeah, I know when a person walk up to me where they are, right? And I'm just dismissive to men who aren't in my income lane. And I was like, ooh, geesh. How would you know? First of all, how would you know that? Okay. Second of all, it's offensive. And third, it's like, I would not use that verbiage because everybody is in a different space in their journey. And although I might not date you because I don't feel like, my decision is not just solely based on your income. My decision is based on whether or not I see that you are making strides towards doing better in that area. So my decision isn't just based on, okay, your annual salary is $40,000. It doesn't end there for me. It's also, okay, well, what steps are you taking to create a better financial situation for yourself? Because $40,000, we know, is not a lot of money. But if you got $40,000 and you're making investments and you're looking to get a promotion, or you're looking to buy property and flip it, or you're looking to have a side hustle that's bringing in additional fun, like what else is happening? Because that's not just it. That's just not it. So I'm not just looking at that. I'm looking at what is the full true potential of what could happen collectively with us.
I'm just thinking about the petty side of me now. Just want to come out my mouth. But if a lady said that to me, if I approach her and she said something about income lane, what my mind would say, I'm saying just my mind. You'd be like, oh, beep. And then F you would be like, all right, don't worry about it. That would be in my mind. I wouldn't say it because that's wrong. But that would have came to my mind. I really would have been like, F you. Stank yourself anyway. But
my thing is, so you looking at someone is not going to tell you their income status.
No, it won't.
Flat out, right? So when she said it, that's why I was like, first of all, that's stupid for you to say that you can look at a man and tell what his income lane is. Like, no, you can't. I know very wealthy people that don't look on the surface wealthy. Right. You would have no idea they're wealthy. And I know broke people that look rich. Like Janelle said, somebody could walk up to you looking like a millionaire and he ain't got two nickels to rub together.
Exactly.
And then Rodney said, well, maybe it's her that should stay in her income lane and not be offensive. But again, how do you know someone's income lane when you first meet them? You don't know that. And again, it's offensive. I'm not even a man, and it was offensive to me. And I was just like, girl, how you know that man got money or don't have money? Like, and somebody on the live was like, I wear jeans and t-shirt all the time. But I live a quite comfortable life. Mm-hmm. Like, I live a very comfortable life, but you would know that from looking at me. Okay. Let's move on. We'll continue to get comments on that. But I know we'll get caught up on that one right there because that one really kind of annoyed me a lot, y'all.
No, for real? So, next one. Is a person's financial stability an excuse, fact, or fear from not dating? When I say fear, this could be a form of self-sabotage, because there'll be guys or ladies say, I'm not ready to date. My financial, my money's not right. Because financial stability could also be a perception. What I say little below my means is maybe different from you. What I say is extra money may be different from yours. Maybe my mentality of financial stability is I gotta have this, I gotta have this house, I gotta have this and that ready when I can start dating and pursuing. Mm-hmm. It also could be an excuse. I could just be like, say, I'm not really dating nobody serious because I'm not financially ready, because I don't want to look like I'm a hoe. I'm just trying to go out here and date all the women I can. Mm-hmm. And me going exclusive to you because I can't date this one, that one, and it may tab my money from dating this one and that one and this one. Because I'm married and having fun. I won't go out every night. Which is fine, that's your choice. But, that could be this. Or the form of self-sabotage, I'm using it as an excuse because I'm really ready, but mentally I think I'm not ready because I got everything in order, everything I can do a good date, especially any respectful women, but it's holding me back because I'm scared. I'm not worthy of women or dating or whatever.
Because I know men who are financially stable that say that they don't want to date because they don't feel financially stable. And I feel like they are, from what I know, I'm privy to a lot of information to say that, right?
Okay.
So when I say I know that you're financially stable enough, you just don't want to be in a relationship. And you're using the I'm not financially stable excuse. Right? That's part of the excuse because it's like, no, you have a great job. You have a 401k. You have a savings account. You live below your means. You're not really a street person. You ain't in the streets all the time. But if I don't want to commit, if I have commitment issues, if I have trust issues, whatever issues I might have, I can use the I'm not financially stable excuse to escape a serious relationship.
Yeah, because, a lot of us have do self-sabotaging traits. We don't say self-sabotage, we have self-sabotaging traits. And that's just a form of it. And it is really easy to tell somebody I'm not ready. I'm financially not ready. It's really easy to say that.
Yeah.
Also,
well, and it's an excuse that you can give without having to give any proof.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, did I use that one before? I might have. It might have subconsciously came up when I was writing this. I'm not ready. It actually could be factual though. It really could be factual. Especially, if you come out of like a divorce, maybe even a bankruptcy or anything.
Right.
You might have just lost your business. COVID just came through. COVID just happened. And you lost your business. So now you're trying to rebound. And you spend a lot of time trying to get your money back right, reestablish your business. And that's legitimate because if I want to date somebody, I want to give them my available time and my all I can. But if I'm focus on the business 18 hours, 16 hours a day, it's not fair to them. And who might have stopped their happiness from somebody who can give them what they need? Because if I try to date you in a little bit of time, a little bit of window, that's blocking somebody else's time to be with you. So it could be a legitimate excuse.
Yeah, and I think we need to also understand the difference in my desire to date someone and my readiness to date someone.
Oh, talk to me about that.
Because I can have a desire to date, but I might not be ready to date based on various reasons, right? I could not be ready to date because I'm trying to get my mental, emotional health together. I could not be dating because I just got out of a relationship and I need some time. I could not be dating because I want to get my finances back in order. Okay? So that's me not feeling like I'm ready. The desire may be there though. I might say, hey, I want to be in this relationship. I'm feeling lonely, or I feel like, I need to connect with somebody. That's a desire. My readiness may not go hand in hand with my desire though.
Okay. Now,
which kind of is going to go to the next point, right?
Yeah, it will, because the next point is that should a person miss out on a potential partner due to a level or perceived level of financial stability or instability? Now, what you were just saying, my thing is, how would you reconcile that? My need and my ability, and that's how I had to wrap my head around that. But dealing with the question about should I miss out because my finances not ready, or I think they're not ready? It kind of like now I'm lonely because, like I said, COVID happened. I lost my business. I'm starting over. Hell, now I'm lonely. Like, I want to date, but I can't. Now I'm sitting here looking all dumbfounded because I want to have a partner or sitting across the table from somebody and talk and share things with.
I have a lot to say about that one. I want to let the people through their comments, before I even talk about what my thoughts are, I want to hear what the people have to say about what Marcus just said. And I'll repeat it again. Should a person miss out on a potential partner because of financial stability or instability, whatever it may be? Should a person miss out on a partner? What do you guys think about that? Do you think that if a man's finances are not quite where they should be, or where he even desires them to be, right? Because you can have a desire to want to date and still know that I have a desire for my finances to still be in a different place. So,
you know, why they right, babe? And I'm just thinking about if I was putting myself in that spot. I'm already at a low point because my money's not right. That's a hell of a low point. Then I can't, talk to you and rub on you and say, hey, babe, how you doing? What's going on? We're going to hang out, this and that, because, especially if I'm used to paying. Then,
but we're not talking about, like, just so you're clear, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just want to be clear. Like, you're not talking about an existing relationship, right? You're talking about a brand going into, that's what we're talking about.
Right, dating, so trying to find a new partner.
Okay.
So now, because now I'm at my low point, and I want companionship. Companionship helps. That's just me. Companionship helps.
It helps it helps the situation of you not feeling lonely. Does it help the situation of you repairing your finance situation?
It does not. It does not. But it shows up. It could be a motivational factor. It could be an inspiration.
It could be, is what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah.
That sounds like, what did I tell you I was last week?
Pain in my ass. No.
Potential.
Huh?
Potential. I saw potential.
Oh, no.
Potential is nothing.
Right.
Let's just go and be real. Most of us are over 40, so I can say this with all realness. Potential is just that, potential. I'm not interested in just your potential. I'm interested in some action. I'm interested in what the plan is. I'm not just interested in you telling me this. I'm interested in seeing it. I'm interested in experiencing the change, the difference, the elevation, whatever. But just talking about all the things you want to do and it not happening.
Well, I'm not saying in that case it's not happening. You read it at a financial low.
Right. Okay. So if he starts dating, does that not put him in a even lower place? Because now he's trying to spend money to take somebody on a date that he needs to be probably paying a bill on. If he's in a struggle position, because that's what you're saying without saying the word struggle. He's in a struggle position. Should he be dating someone if he's in a struggling position? Let's just keep it real. We're not talking about get the emotions out of it, get the feelings out of it. And that I want to hug somebody and I want to feel somebody and touch somebody. The reality is, in 3 months, she don't give no cares about you laying up with her if there's no financial stability. I don't care what it is.
Well,
y'all can have fun and cuddle and kiss and do all that.
Or in that case, he got something out of it. He ain't that lonely for 3 months.
So is that the point? You talking about because your thing was missing out.
Right, so now you're missing out. Now he's not missing it, but now he's still working. He's still trying to go up. You know what can happen in 3 months? A lot can happen in 3 months.
Potential. Okay, that sounds like potential again. So we're going to go back up to the comments.
Yeah.
And you're going to read the comments.
He probably got a dick with it too.
So Rodney said, no, this would be dependent on the parties involved. It's part of the discovery stage in the relationship. Janelle said, you want someone on the same path you're on. If they don't have the same financial goal, then we are already failing. Your words ain't ish. Damn that. It's unattractive. So, like, I think you don't have to be money hungry for a man to want the man that you're with or desire to be with to have a desire to do better and be better. That's just it. And as women want a man that is going to provide. He's going to protect. Steve Harvey said this, and I ain't no real big Steve Harvey fan, but I'm just going to keep it real. You need to be a provider. That is necessary. You want a woman to do certain things, a man is supposed to do certain things. Your potential ain't ish. My sister said, that's not potential. That's a... I already know what she's saying. I ain't even gonna say it, y'all. I ain't even gonna... But I know what she's saying. Like, I've done enough potential in my life to know that when they come in with all that potential, that's all it is. It's a bunch of potential. But I've also seen people flourish from, connecting with somebody who is a boss. But at the end of the day, we too old for all this potential. We too old for that.
So is that the same thing saying you ain't on my income level?
No, it's not. It is absolutely not. It's not saying you're not on my income level. It's saying I don't want the potential of you. Okay, again, I'm going to go back to the example.
I'm listening to you, babe.
You make $40,000 a year. X man makes $40,000 a year. Okay? So when we meet, I know that you make $40,000 a year.
Okay.
All right? No big deal. There's a caveat there. It's not a big deal if you are doing something more. You're not just, well, I got a job. It's cool. I mean, okay, so what else do you want to do? Because $40,000, I don't feel is,
No, listen to you. I'm trying to hear the exact words.
Oh, I thought you was looking out the window.
No,
okay, because $40,000 is not enough to continue to sustain us, right? Us. So what if I lose my job? What if you lose your job, right? I'm thinking about stuff like that. So to sustain us, $40,000 is not enough for both of us. So what else is happening? What else what are your plans? Are you planning on, okay, I'm working myself to a space where I can get a promotion, where I'm going to ask for a raise, where I'm going to add some income, where I'm going to use my credit as leverage, I'm going to build my business. What else is it that you're going to be doing? Because together, and I'm just going to speak for me as a woman, I know what I'm doing. I'm constantly climbing. That's my goal. But you can't be comfortable with doing the bare minimum. That's the thing. You can't be comfortable with, I'm just going to do the very bare minimum. I'm going to do just enough. And $10 an hour is sufficient enough for me. And I'm going to be happy with that. I'm going to want to be in this relationship with you, who is a person that is not just talking potential. You are actually striving towards doing X, Y, Z, and you're doing it. And I think you should want little more. The older we get, the longer we live, what are we working towards? Just being comfortable? Like, I don't want to just be comfortable. I want to live a comfortable life with my partner. I want both of us to contribute. Both of us to contribute. So,
I love everything you said. I agree with a lot of the stuff you said, but I still perceive it. This is where we're gonna probably disagree for a minute. Everything you to me, where I perceived it, goes to back and saying, I need that person on an income level.
what other men take what I said as you got to be in the income lane? Because that's not what I said at all. And that's not even what I alluded to.
That's right.
What I'm saying is, I think that you should be if you're financially unstable, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say unstable, we already know what the definition is. You looked it up.
Okay, babe.
So based on those definitions, if you don't fall within the criteria of financially stable, that means you're financially unstable. Would you agree?
Okay.
Based on the definition, would you agree?
Okay.
Okay, so if you're financially unstable, what is happening to create stability? So my point is, are you striving towards stability, or are you comfortable with financial instability?
So let me ask you this then. Is income level purely different or unrelated to financial stability?
Income level?
Yes.
It can be.
Okay.
But so when she said the comment, don't even approach me if you're not in my income lane, that's not close to what I'm saying. That's not close to it. I'm not saying it because A, when I walk up on you, I don't know your income level. Okay? B, I don't. Okay? So I don't know your income level. So I'm not making a determination right off the bat off of a person.
100%
right?
with you, babe, on that one.
But when it comes down to a conversation, and we're having this conversation, and you say, oh, I make $20,000 a year. Okay? Now I have a point of reference.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So for me, I'm like, okay, so what's the plan going forward? Are you planning on doing something else, working another job, getting a promotion at your job? Is there some education that can be used to leverage what you're making? What can be done? Because you're making $20,000 a year. I know what $20,000 a year is.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the Ruth Chris I like, that can't even happen once a year if you're making $20,000 a year. Let's just be honest about it, right?
I'm with you. I'm sorry, the Kanye song came in my head. This week's mopping the floor, next week's on the fries. But anyway.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think it's also about, and to know me is to know I have a lot of conversations. I have a lot of conversations. Mindset is...
To know you're a hell of a debater. That's what...
Mindset is everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if your mindset is, I don't have to do anything more than what I'm doing, that's a tell-all for me. If you tell me I don't have any future goals, I'm not trying to do anything extra, I'm comfortable with making $10 an hour for the rest of my life, that's a tell-all for me. Because that means as cost of living goes up, as all these different things go up, you're going to constantly be in the financially unstable category. So that means we don't have a future. I don't have a future with somebody who's okay with doing the bare minimum.
All right. I really hear everything you're saying.
But it's a good debate, y'all.
I'm still not convinced.
Okay. So let's read some comments. We can get back to it.
No problem, babe. This is where we. This is actually most we ever debate about something on this live.
So let's make sure we all remember this is a two-way street. Have to look at both sides of the fence. Absolutely.
Right on.
I preach that. Life lessons have taught me that. Heavy conversation. Absolutely. I'm going to live in abundance, single or married. And if married, it's even more abundant. Agreed. Agree with Marcus about how it sounds. Might not be what is meant. Okay, I can accept that. So, Keya, what happens if you like everything else about him, but his finances are shaky, and he has no plan? Okay, I can like everything about you. That's great. That's grandiose. I've done that before. I've been in that position before. However, again, if I have a conversation and I say, you know what, I'm looking to do this, I want to do that. What are you going to do that is going to continue to elevate or grow? Right?
So, right. So let me ask you this: if that portion doesn't meet your standards of elevating, is he gone? Is he out the door?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is.
Okay.
If I have a conversation and you say, no, I'm going to just make $40,000. I have no desire. And $40,000 is just a number I threw out there, right? I said 20,000, I said $10 an hour.
Right.
I'm just throwing numbers out there, okay? I'm not saying those numbers mean anything. I'm going to make that clear.
Okay.
What I'm saying, though, is if you tell me I make $40,000 and you are, let's say, 40, right?
40 club.
You 40 and you like, I'm making $40,000 a year. My question is, okay, that's great. What are your plans going forward? Are you comfortable with $40,000? Are you financially stable? Are you in a position to be able to pay your bills, have a savings, build your retirement, take trips, have some leisure? Are you in that type of position with your $40,000? If you tell me, yeah, here's what I'm able to do with my $40,000, because some people can live off of whatever X amount is, and they can make it work. Mm-hmm. Okay? So if you're doing those things and you're living a frugal life, no problem. But if you're spending more than you make and you steadily floating, then how are we together going to elevate? My goal is to elevate.
Right.
That's the goal.
That's the message.
I'm not in a relationship so that we can sink.
Right. And now I agree with you there. We're not in a relationship to sink.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pin this later on. We're going to come back to this.
Okay.
You know, because this is the liveliest I've ever seen you in this live. And you like,
because I've done this before. Like, I've been in this position before, and it's never, ever, ever, ever been beneficial for me.
And I agree with you a lot of points, but I'm still sticking with my guns about my original point about income level. But that's neither here nor there. So
I disagree, but I respect your position.
Right.
I disagree.
So we'll go back to the comments.
Okay.
Because it's getting late. We want to make sure.
Go back to the comments. Okay. So Tim said, I think there are a lot of Americans living on $40K, especially in the black community. The mindset of both parties can be on the same level. If he has 40,000 and she has 40,000, many would be happy with this. Yeah, my 40,000 number was just a number I threw out there. I wasn't attaching that to anything. It was just a number I threw out there. But my point is, if you are making 40,000 and you're comfortable with that, and that's all you desire to do, you don't desire to do anything else to help the family situation and create additional income to come into the house, because 40,000. If we're gonna actually use that number, $40,000 is not a lot of money. It's not. And so if I'm being honest, yes, $40,000, and you're not trying to do anything, you're not making efforts. Yeah, together, $40,000 and $40,000 might be money, but still, for the type of things that I can do for myself, the type of things that I know I want to do in life going forward and my future, there are considerations that I have to make as a woman. I have to think about those things. I'm not saying it's all about money. When we started this conversation off, the very first thing out of my mouth was, you don't have to be wealthy to be with me. The things that I want you to be able to do for me, I can do. I can tell Marcus, hey, let's go out to such and such restaurant. The same way that I might ask him. But I don't ask him to do those things for me because it's not something that is a requirement. I don't have to go to Ruth Chris every week. I don't have to go to Ruth Chris once a month. Every so often, I want to go to Ruth Chris though. And he's in a position to say, okay, babe, you want to go to Ruth Chris? We'll go to Ruth Chris. And I've dated people in the past who had all this potential in the world. They had great potential. They had great business ideas, great thoughts, great ideas, but they weren't doing anything with them. I know that personally, I want to see that there's growth in a relationship amongst both of us. That doesn't mean you have to be completely rich.
Okay. Let's go to the next one.
Bottom line, it is about money. Many people have a problem saying this. Show, what do you say? Show can't be broke.
Make sure. Yeah, so one, Tam, yes, is about money. You know, escaping it. Money is a big factor. Well, without money, you can't eat.
It is a factor.
You can't have a place to sleep.
It should be.
You damn sure hell. The only thing you can do is breathe.
Who want to be broke laid up?
Yeah. So money is a big factor. Just life, especially in I'm gonna say America because I know how you feel about the United States.
Thank you.
Yeah. Make sure.
But no, I mean, we have to be realistic. We're grown adult people. Like, we 40, 50, 60 years old. Money is a factor. Do you have to be the wealthiest millionaire in the world? Absolutely not. But we're going to have bills that we want to pay. We're going to want to travel. We want to have a savings. We want to create some generational wealth. There are things that we want to do, and that requires money. It does.
Okay. So, I think, baby, now, did anybody respond to your post, your pinned question?
Nope.
I tell you what, since nobody responded in the pin, let's post it tomorrow and see what the rest of the group say.
Okay.
So the pin comment question
was about the income lane.
Income lane. Pin it tomorrow. We're gonna post it tomorrow. Put your thoughts. Let's see what everybody else say. We got 100 people in this group. Let's see. Let's let everybody come right here and show what they think. Also, this week, I'm going to announce a contest.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So since you got excited, I'm going to say it early. I want everybody in the group to post a picture of a date they went on. Yeah. A date they went on. Either you don't necessarily have to be a date with somebody. You can date yourself. If you decide I'm gonna take myself to date the park and walk and look at the trees and birds, it's a date. If you decide you want to post a date of you reading a book and relaxing, let's enjoy. That's a date. Or if you and your wife want to go tomorrow, we went to the movies, or we just sat on the patio, post that picture in the group. And from now until, let's say, October 1st, I'm just going to, you post it, we're going to enter your name in the drawing, and after October 1st, we're going to announce the winner. Matter of fact, we're going to pull it out on the name on a live, on Wednesday Live, and we'll give you something special.
I don't see my question.
You don't see your question, babe?
Mm-mm. What happened to it?
I don't know. So don't.
Okay. So I don't know. I'll repost the question tomorrow, y'all, because I don't know what happened to it. It's like It's not there.
Okay, so in that case, babe, on the way out, we're about to end this. So
Before we end it,
okay,
we have to make you all aware of the fact that the 1 year DAR anniversary is coming up. We need you all to save the date. What's the date? We need you all to save the date. It's actually going to be a weekend of events to celebrate 1 year since DAR started. It's actually in November, but we're going to, the weekend events are going to be in October.
The 21st through the 23rd of October.
So October 21st, mark your calendars. October 21st through October 23rd.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be a happy hour on Friday. It's going to be another event on Saturday, and then a different event on Sunday. So we're not going to kind of give you all the details because we're still trying to work through some stuff and finalizing things. But trust me, it's going to be a great weekend. Great. So I know we got some people in here that are out of town. If you want to come and visit, it'd be great. You can come and meet the other people in the group. It's going to be a great time. Singles, please don't not come to the events because we want the singles and the couples and the married, everybody to come.
With the DAR family.
Purpose. We want everybody in DAR to come out and for us to have a good time. We're planning some really, really fun stuff. So, babe, you were saying you wanted them to post their dates. What's the details on that you want them to
I just want a picture. So how you date yourself, maybe a little comment, did this, did that. And when you post it, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna put your name in the hat. And in October, we're gonna shake it up on a Wednesday Night Live. We'll pull out the result and we'll send you something. I ain't gonna tell you what it is. It's gonna be nice. So let's go ahead because we share what we do. I want to see what you do. Everybody does something. Let us see it. Let everybody get a little glimpse of that little entertainment, that positivity that we represent in DAR. That's it.
That's it.
It sounded like a good night to me.
Yeah, this was like a good conversation. And I want people to understand, we just share from people's suggestions, or we share from something else that we saw, and then we decide, hey, let's just have a live conversation about it. And so I think that this is a good dialogue to have, so that we can be honest and be sure about, because when you're dating, sometimes you're not even sure on what it is that you want or you desire. So you have to be clear about that. Be clear. We have to be willing to have those difficult conversations sometimes. And it may seem hard at that time, but it's going to be even harder if you don't have it, and you have it later on. So that's it.
All right. Good night. Talk to you next week.
Peace.
All right.